Welcome to Fabulously Flawed, where the perfectly imperfect come to shine. Marni, along with her sensational sidekick Taylor, are the mother-daughter duo that puts the fun in dysfunction. Every episode, we unpack the chaos of mental health while sprinkling in the sass of pop culture. We're here to share stories, laughs, and lessons that remind you to embrace your quirks and to never, ever let anyone dull your sparkle. So join us as we celebrate the beauty of being fabulously flawed. Let's get real, let's get raw, and let's get ready to add a little extra shimmer to your day.
Hey, fabulous friends, fabulous listeners, fabulous everybody. Welcome to Fabulously Flawed. I am your host, Marni, and joining me is my delightful, delicious, darling, dainty daughter, Taylor.
Hello, my favorite people.
Hey, guys. What's up? Like, we're on the phone.
I know, it's like they can answer. They're good. I'm good. Glad to hear everything's going well.
So this episode, this episode is live from New York.
Oh, I love it so much.
I am going to tell a story how Taylor and I, not only were we at SNL, but we were on the stage at SNL with the people.
Sick, epic, extraordinary, every amazing adjective you could think
Now,
of.
when you saw us there, you would think, oh my God, look at these two girls, how happy, they're adorable. They told us they love our energy. I'll get back to that. But let me back up now a month. This was spring 2019, probably the worst part of my depression thus far until 2021, but it's completely different. So I had been in my bedroom next to my window was like a chaise chair. Like I never got off of that chair. I'd wake up crying. I would go to sleep crying. It was just the darkest time. So, which if you're listening today and you just hear that part and I'm sparkly, don't give up. So I was scrolling through Instagram and Adie Bryant, who was on SNL, had listed for her charity, if you donate money for children in Chicago for Christmas. And I'm like, well, do that anyway, duh.
Right, yeah.
Right. We'll enter you into a contest to win SNL tickets. And I'm like, nobody gets SNL tickets. I mean, you don't buy them. It's just, if you know someone, it's a lottery.
Hello.
You can't stand in line like you were going to Letterman, listen to me, Stephen Colbert or The Tonight. It's so different, SNL.
And the studio's small.
Tiny.
Yes.
Tiny. So I make a donation and I'm back now to crying and scrolling, and somebody calls. And I normally don't answer numbers. I don't know. Maybe years ago, I didn't have everyone programmed. And they're like, is Marni Goldman there? And I'm probably like, yeah. And they were like, this is so-and-so calling and you just won 2 tickets to SNL. I was like, am I being punked? Is Ashton here? Like, wait, what? Are you kidding me? Shocker. Now,
hello.
Okay, so now this ties in to everything. When I talk about how laughter, it is scientifically proven. I am the scientific experiment. Let me tell you, people, not only did we win, but going to New York now at SNL, it took away. You would never know there was a drop of sadness in my life. Yes, it goes to my extreme disorders, one into the other. But knowing I was going to this iconic place to laugh. So if I would have said to you, Tay, let's get SNL tickets, it never would have happened. Never in a million years. So going to SNL was probably the highlight of probably one of our moments in life.
I remember where I was in my my room at school. It was freshman year. And I remember you called me and you're like, Tay, like, we just got tickets to SNL
and you're like, Mom, are you on new meds? What's going on?
No, like I just remember hearing the news and being absolutely floored because what the fuck, that doesn't happen to anybody,
No, it does not. So when you told me, yes, I cannot believe I didn't even realize, Marni, very bad on my pop culture, esque way, but there is a movie coming out based upon Saturday Night Live.
Called Saturday Night on October 11th. We will be sat in that theater with our popcorn dying.
Now, I have, introduced you to SNL. Sometimes I try to show you the earlier cast, but the ones that you remember, are the I mean, why wouldn't we love the Amy Poehler's, the Tina Feys, the Kristen Wiggs, the oh my gosh, who am I forget? Oh,
Maya
Rachel
Rudolph, did you already say
Drash,
that?
Maya
Oh,
Rudolph. Oh my gosh, there's every single one of them. I know I just forgot somebody.
Phenomenal cast.
Brilliant. I love these ladies so much. I mean, from Bridesmaids, from everything across the board.
Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite movie of all time, like for sure.
When I think I've been in some of my darkest moments, I'll kind of find it, on search, and it's just any scene. It doesn't matter from
That's
the beginning.
thing. Oh, because the cast is stacked with SNL cast members.
Oh
Number
my
one. I
God.
mean, their comedic timing, the improv. I mean, it's otherworldly. It is phenomenal.
So it's just really amazing how when something sparks your joy, it's like a firecracker up your ass that makes you.
And we kind of skipped over like how we got on the stage. We got the kind of VIP treatment
That's right.
because it was
I'll
through
go back.
80s. Yeah.
So after they told me I won and the shock wore off, they said you get a meet and greet. I'm like, oh. It was just, are you kidding me? I perked the fuck up. Okay. So now when we get there, you're right. They were like, go on this side. And I'm like, oh my God, are we getting floor seats? Like it really mattered because the studio was the size of most people's like dining room, not most people's dining room, but like it's so small. And we're standing there and the energy. And for me to start my night at 11:30, I mean, come on. I mean, that's already like half the night by then.
I know. Yeah, I'm also sound asleep, full in REM at 11:30.
Oh my
so
gosh.
It's a late night for us.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but you're standing there and what you have watched for years on TV, the clock, and Emma Stone, when I looked it up immediately because it was April 2019 and
Yes.
I won the tickets in March. So I looked at the schedule and I called you. I said, Emma Stone is the host.
Like, how cool to have an A-lister with us. And at the time, the musical guest was BTS, and that was like their peak. The stardom that they had was crazy. So we had like a really
Well, it must have
stacked,
cured a lot of girls that cured their depression because they sat in line on the streets for days.
Yes, guys. So a third of the audience was like reserved for BTS fans. And you look to your right, and that section, like the way it's kind of split up, is like the left, the middle, the right. The whole right was girls in colorful wigs because of BTS. I guess they had, colorful hair.
Screaming.
Oh my God. I think it was Michael Che. I think he was like a moderator at the beginning, and he was like,
yes.
And
That was hysterical.
And he shouted at like the BTS fans, and they went fucking crazy.
And he was like, okay, you guys aren't real fans.
Yeah.
There's the fans.
Yeah, I know. It was, wow, what a cool. And seeing Emma Stone, she's so tiny in person. And my favorite part of the whole night was after each set, her team would come and grab her arms and help her run in her high heels, and it was
She was
just
like
the
a little
coolest
bunny.
thing.
But they tell you, whoever does SNL, you host, and they grab you off the stage because they have to get you new wig, new everything. So we got to see in real time this. It's like we got a peek into something we were like snuck into. Like we were at Rockefeller Center.
It was almost
Center.
like illegal to see.
Right?
It was so
now, mind
cool.
you, months prior to that night, I didn't leave my house. I didn't go anywhere. I did nothing but cry. So I keep going back to that because this joy that it brought to me, and it started a whole spiral of my life when I wrote my book and everything after that. But this iconic night and the memory and the laughter it gave us. So now we're laughing at SNL. And when I watch old episodes and they pan to the audience, I'm like, that would have been us right there. We would have been there. Again, I must have luck because when I was in New York that time, I already talked about it, how somebody came up to Daddy and I and they said, do you watch David Letterman? And we're like, yeah, maybe that's where I got Letterman. And they said, do you know who Paul Schaefer is? Like, okay, really? They said, okay, come to the studio tonight. You have tickets. So I looked at Dad, not Daddy. I looked at Daddy and I said, we have nothing else to do. Let's just show up.
Sorry, you go.
Taylor thought it's just funny sometimes when I say daddy. So I'm trying to say dad, not to make it sound so who's your daddy? Even though you could say to you, who's your daddy in our real world if you understood our backstory. But in this instance, I'm just going to say dad.
No,
okay.
It's funny how you're like, never
so conscious of it.
You just, no. You instinctively say daddy. You're like, you missed it, but you were like, daddy. You just
I know.
Yeah, it's just funny. You could call him daddy, Mom. It's fine.
Okay,
That's what you do. Like, I call him dad, you call him daddy.
Okay.
settled.
Baby, I know you're listening right now going, ay, ay, ay. So, where was I at? I forgot.
Oh, I'm so sorry I
That's okay.
interrupted, but about the Paul Schaefer thing.
Oh, right. So I said, we have nothing else to do. Let's show up. So we show up to the studio in New York, and they said, I'm like, Marty Goldman. They're like, okay, come here. So now I'm standing on the side, and all the other people are there, which I'm used to. I'm used to it. I'm always, one man. And they said, yeah, you have tickets, and you are now the audience leader. I got like front row, like front, second, right, front there.
How cool, yeah.
Now, again, if I said, let's get Letterman tickets, I don't know if it would have happened. So Dr. Phil happened to have been the guest that night, but now I'm going to fast forward, years. So I just have luck in New York when it comes to TV audiences, I guess. Oh, with Ryan and Kelly too, when I was in the front row, remember?
Oh, yes, and Shar was the guest,
And Shar was the guest,
Yes.
Shar Margolis, best psychic in the world, who I had an appointment with the day before. So when she got there, she gave me a kiss, and I felt like the shit.
Oh my God, I would feel so cool to hello if you go to show at Ryan.
And we're all waiting in line together, all the ladies and the few guys, and Shar gives me a kiss. I'm like, okay. And I remember handing out my book to everybody in the audience in line with me, my line friends.
Oh, good. I love it so much,
and then
of course.
And then Gelman's like, okay, who wants to do the dance off? And I know they're not going to pick me. I'm not middle America. But of course I said me. And I was doing Born This Way, dancing. I was going to dance on that set. I wasn't doing it for any other reason but for the experience.
Well,
for
of course,
itself.
you would be silly not to. Hello, and it brings you so much joy.
So much joy.
Why not do things that bring you joy? Who cares what other people
Exactly,
think?
right
Who gives
there.
a fuck? Yeah.
I was by myself. I did not care because it was me and middle America, and I loved it. And it was like so much fun.
Imagine the serotonin that you felt when you were doing that. Like,
The
I'm
best.
sure it just
So
perked
exactly
you right up.
Right. I was used to it from being at the SNL stage. So I'll go back to that story.
You're seasoned, yeah.
Right. So I was a pro.
Yeah.
So now we're waiting after the show. The producers take us separately, and we're like, this is fucking Dick Kate McKinnon. I can't believe I forgot her too.
Oh yeah, now we're back to SNL. By the way,
SNL.
sorry, we're going.
Oh
all
no,
over
I
the
said
place.
SNL. I did say
Oh,
SNL.
did you? Okay, okay.
So now after the show, I'm like, I love you, Kate McKinnon, and I don't remember what she said after. You probably do.
We got to talk to Kate for like 20 seconds, maybe. It was backstage, and I remember she's like kind of was like taking her makeup off
Yes.
or something, and we just happened to run into her, and we're like, Kate, we love you so much, your work, and she was just like, we love your energy or something.
Oh, the energy wasn't yet.
Oh, it wasn't
No,
yet?
no. I remember seeing Keenan. I'm like, hi, Keenan. Bye, Keenan. Because he was walking
I guess
out.
I'm forgetting. Someone said they liked our energy.
I'll tell you.
on that
I'll tell
set.
you. I
Oh,
remember. I'm leading up to it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we spoke to Kate for like, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds. She was so kind.
I'll
and
tell you where it
normal.
was when we were standing in line to get on the stage, because now we not only had a meet and greet, now they give you a photo op.
Yes,
with
with-
A.D. Bryant.
yes.
Okay. Okay. I don't know how. I think that night gave me so much of my medicinal happiness that was depleted from me.
Your dopamine.
My dopamine, it was like a double trinamical zillion dose of dopamine.
Okay.
So now we're waiting in line, and that's when people were walking around, and we were like, oh, Kate McKinnon and this one. They were just nonchalantly, like after you finished a school play.
Yeah.
Like they were just putting on their clothes and their backpacks, and we're just whatever. So then we're standing in line, and the producers look at us, and they're like, we love your energy.
Oh, it was the producer.
It was the
That's
producers,
even
remember?
better, in my opinion.
Hello. And we were like, oh my God, thank you, SNL producers.
Hello.
Like,
You
we
love
love-
our energy. We
love your energy.
Yes, you're everything to us. Wow.
And I
then-
remember saying, we'll come back and do this anytime.
I know, right?
And then the ladies from the charity, we made a video, remember, because they wanted to see our reaction after, or something. Like we made a video for 80s charity thanking them for this remarkable, I can't believe it. So when you're least expecting stuff and you just live your life, the most random shit happens. If I'm telling you, I would still be looking for SNL tickets. It doesn't happen.
No, I know. Yes. When things happen when you least expect it, especially special, extraordinary, crazy things like once in a lifetime, things like that. I mean, it was just the coolest thing. Like I just remember telling people, I'm going to SNL. Like, how cool am I?
So that movie that's coming out, first of all, the casting, when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, that guy has nailed, of course, Chevy Chase's voice. And these characters of that first season are so iconic that the talent is going to be extraordinary. And I don't go to movies often.
Nope.
I didn't know you could recline.
No, you didn't. It's 2025 almost, and she didn't know that you could recline, but now you do.
Watching me try to put my feet up and having them keep, I'm like, how is she doing this?
I know.
Is there like a magic trick?
No, but I saw the trailer for Saturday night in the movies, and it just like on that big screen, like it just
Gave you chills.
yeah, like it looks so incredible. I was, sitting next to my friend Eva, holding her, like, oh my god, I can't wait to see this. Like this looks so good.
Like we've been in the audience. I feel like we're part of the SNL family.
We are, Mom. One day we could be cast members. Or maybe
Or
not
host.
you. You're
Host.
a little.
I can
you
host it one
aged
day.
out.
No, one day I can host it.
Okay, you could host.
Oh, I
but-
couldn't be a cast member.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not nearly funny enough.
Do you know what's so funny? Jennifer Aniston was offered a job as a cast member, but she chose Friends. I mean, that was her destiny, but she's that funny.
I didn't realize that she was. I didn't know that she was offered a
Yeah.
spot on SNL. I didn't realize. To me, she's not a huge like comedic.
She has great
it's more like
comedic
Lisa
timing.
Kudrow that to me would have been the obvious choice. But I guess
Well, Lisa Kudrow used to either, I think, date or was best friends with Conan. I think date.
Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien. Yeah.
Okay, funny couple.
Funny couple.
which makes sense.
Total sense. And all these people, these that we see today, whether all these shows, they were writers together and this together, and it's just really cool.
I'm also really not only am I excited to see the origin of SNL because what a cool story, but the 70s. I love the 70s.
That was my happiest 3 years of my life.
The style, the culture, the clothes, the
Wait,
music.
when I just said
I'm gonna die.
When I just said happiest 3 years of my life, because 1975 to 1978, I had the idyllic childhood. I didn't know what unhappiness was. So for those 3 years, it was 1977 is my favorite year.
Oh,
Legit.
okay.
I know.
Sorry,
Oh, I'm
that's
sorry.
No, it's
Did I sound
okay.
passionate talking about it?
No, you did, but I'm so sorry that
No, it's okay.
It's 50 years ago almost.
It is, but it's a lifetime struggle of healing. Like I remember the moment when I was 8 years old. They're like, your father's gone. Now you're moving, but we can't talk about it. And what? But it was 1977, the disco years, and Grease came out right after that. And it was a remarkable, fun time. So when
I'm excited to see it on,
you know what's so funny?
the big screen.
When I was only 5-6 years old when SNL came out, and the characters, they seemed like such grown-ups because they were. So when you look at it now and they're narrating, they're like these people in their 20s. Like they're babies. You forget what babies.
As someone in their 20s, I am a child. Like I still feel like a teenager a lot of the time. So I couldn't imagine putting on this whole live production for NBC. At
It's
this
insane.
age. It's
And
crazy.
then-
And look what Lorne Michaels did. I mean, he just created.
These characters that will live on, and I am so
Yeah, I mean, there's no words to describe. His
I mean,
legacy.
SNL is an institutional icon of it's like
a staple of American culture.
it's
yeah.
funny if little Lorne could he knew he had it in his mind what it would be, but watching it now, he must be felling. Can you imagine watching this played back? It's like when different things, but when you write your book and then you see it, when I read it back, it hits differently. So to watch his vision come to life, he has to have a moment of like, fuck. Like, I'm the shit.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I know he's still somewhat, I think, involved in the creative process of SNL.
Oh, he should be, right?
I think so, because I don't remember if it was when Kim was hosting, but they threw in Lorne's name, like Lorne this,
Lorne
that,
has to approve
so-
everything. And
So is he still like very?
of course,
Oh,
he's
okay,
right
I
there
didn't
on
know
the stage. I mean, I was like, I probably pointed to you 100 times. There's Lorne's head.
that. I didn't know that.
Oh
Okay,
my
so
God,
he
he's
is
right
still-
there on the set. Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
good. Is Chevy Chase still alive?
Okay, we need, first of all, I
don't
need to
even
show
know who
you
that is.
Vacation.
Wait, is his name Chevy or Chevy?
Chevy Chase.
Chevy
You know the
Chase.
movie Vacation?
Yes.
That's him. He's the dad.
Okay.
But I need to show you Fletch. And I need to show you a couple other Chevy Chase movies because he is the funniest fucking man.
So why is it that when we hear about the creator of SNL, it's only Lorne?
Because he's the great. These were the original cast
Oh,
members.
Chevy Chase was a cast member?
He was a cast member. Remember how I got
Okay.
your trivia question right? Who was the first correspondent for Weekend Tonight?
Oh, yes.
And I was like, Chevy Chase. Oh, of course.
Okay, yes. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so, but there was Gilda Radner.
Yes.
There was Hannah Einbinder's mom.
Yes, I don't know her
Oh
name.
my God.
Lorraine? I think?
Newman. Thank you.
Mhm.
Jane Curtin, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, and Bill Murray. Okay.
Okay, yes.
These and
Wait, Bill Murray, like the Bill
Bill Murray.
I know, like the actor.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know he was.
You know who Glenda Radner was married to?
Gilda Radner.
Gilda Radner. You know who she was married to, the original cast member in real life?
No, who?
You're going to be like, no way. I would give you $1,000 right now if you just took a shot.
See, that's impossible. There's so many.
You ready?
Yeah.
Willy Wonka.
Oh,
Gene Wilder. Yep.
Oh.
And she died of cancer, and he made the Gilda Foundation and everything. They were
iconic couple.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Wait,
Yep.
what year did Willy Wonka come out? 70?
Oh, that was I think it was like 72, 73.
Oh, so he became a sensation, and then
and then he met Gilda.
Oh,
I
my
know,
God.
right?
What a funny couple.
And these were just diehard stand up. They were like, you know, the improv and the comedy club.
The first cast of SNL, like all these names? Did you know any of them, or were they unknown before?
They were unknown. Well, I was only 5-6 years old, but they came out.
I guess did the public know who they were?
Nope, they were unknown. But
Okay.
then all of a sudden, John Belushi, Animal House, Dan Aykroyd, his movies with Eddie Murphy. I'm thinking of Trading Places.
These came before or after?
After.
No, I'm saying so
There
they
was
were all
all unknown. They were babies.
unknown. Got it. I
Every
wasn't
single one
sure
of them.
if they had
Nope.
seasoned comedic
Nope, this was brand new.
comedians. Okay.
Brand new, everything. These were just comedic improv lovers. They took improv classes together. But a lot of drugs. Jim Belushi, I was telling you about him yesterday, but John Belushi, when you see the story, he was very into drugs and drinking, and ultimately that killed him.
Oh,
and Chris
no.
Farley, they say, the one that I showed you,
Yes.
he followed his path, sadly. But I loved that era, the Adam Sandler when he did, you know, Red Hooded Sweatshirt.
This is
and
now early 90s?
early 90s.
Okay.
The David Spade, Adam Sandler.
Will Ferrell?
Was like not that group of guys I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
He was there. I remember Will Ferrell had to have been there in the early 90s with the Spartan cheerleaders with My Name is Marni. We're here to say
You
I'm
love
sitting
that
here
Spartan cheerleader
with me
sketch.
and Faye. Oh my God, Sherry O'Terry, when she doesn't have to, she just does one word of when she does Barbara Walters and you pee. She just is so fucking hilarious. I love Sherry O'Terry. See, I light up talking about these people.
You do. And quickly on this, you know, the Barbara Walters thing reminded me, it's going to be so funny. I think we talked about it briefly on a past episode, but Maya Rudolph signing on to be Kamala and then someone else signing on to be...
Well, they said Steve Martin, who
Yes,
was,
Steve
but
Martin.
he's like, no, I don't do impressions. I'm just Steve Martin. So he's like, I don't want to do it, but who knows?
It was
Let's
for
see.
Tim Waltz, right?
Correct.
Okay, we'll see who they have. I mean, it's going to be absolutely incredible. And of course, I'm sure Alec Baldwin will come back
Yes.
to do his iconic Trump impressions. I mean, the people they find.
Wait, we were talking about, what did we say before?
It was Sherry O'Terry, Barbara Walters.
Barbara Walters. You want to hear a fun, trivia fact? Gilda Radner.
Okay.
One of her iconic sketches.
Is she Jewish?
No, Taylor, she's not.
Okay. The name Gilda Radner just screams Jewish. Okay. Sorry, continue. I just shout out to my fellow Jews.
Okay. What was I saying?
You were talking about Gilda Radner.
Oh, her iconic role on SNL was portraying and being funny Barbara Walters. She's like, my name is Barbara Wawa. And it was her whole one of her funny sketches aside from Rosanna Dana. You'll see all of these, how they created it's like watching Taylor Swift go like, what about this sentence? Let's make it a song.
Yeah.
You watch these actors
I am so genuinely excited to see this movie. I've loved SNL, and now to see the origin story and the way that the movie is, and it's directed by Jason Reitman, who is
her dad's Ivan Reitman, who directed Animal House. Hello.
Oh, see.
So it's all in the family.
I mean,
the fact that I just knew
I love
that
her from Working Moms, but what a talented
How
family.
did I just know? I'm like, who would know the director of Animal House?
I know. Your
I need
pop
to see if
culture brain is like...
Let me see if that's true, though. Let me see who produced or whatever.
But the Reitman family have just, they've whipped out some amazing stuff for us. So shout out to them. Like, Catherine Reitman, I love you. I want to send this to you.
What show is she on?
Working Moms. It's it's Canadian show, but it's on Netflix, and it was quite popular until it ended last year, 2 years ago. But she's hysterical, and her father, Ivan, actually recently passed away, and she was paying homage to all of his legendary work and whatnot. But now her brother Jason is now giving us this amazing SNL movie, which I am over the moon.
Oh, it was John Landis who directed it. My bad.
So not.
No, but he might have been a producer on it. But
Okay.
we'll look it up. I'm
Probably.
curious to
I
see.
mean,
they all know each other. They're all in the comedy world.
Right.
Dan Levy and Ellie, all of them. They all used to do comedy together. I know Hershey. My dog has a ball. It's under your chair, Tay. So it's right on the side. We're talking to Hershey while we're doing this. Now it's in front of your chair. My dog won't stop barking until he has a ball. We need to have like piñata balls daily for this. Do you guys have dogs that are obsessed with tennis balls?
This dog is
he
like,
has
it's
emotional.
It's
his blanket.
Yeah.
It's his emotional tennis ball. He was actually trying to say, he was barking to say, Brianna, please look up and tell us if Ivan Reitman had anything to do with Animal House.
He was chiming into the conversation.
Exactly. He's like, she's not here. But it's just amazing how I can tell everybody firsthand that laughter legitimately is medicinal. It cured me.
I mean, of course, when they say laughter is the best medicine, I mean, they mean it.
Look at me. It doesn't take away my problems, but it's an instant vacation from being friggin' depressed.
No, I mean, it doesn't, solve anything, but it gives you that feel-good feeling that everyone
that
craves.
endorphins.
Yes,
and
the dopamine. Yes,
you know what,
dopamine is like a real...
People are afraid to feel joy. When you ask people, when's the last time you really laughed?
Do you think people are afraid to feel joy because they're afraid to be stripped of it?
Of course. That's why I pushed everybody away my entire life. I'm just realizing that when you're afraid, how could anybody love me? When parents don't love a child, you don't look and you think, oh, I hate my parents. You're a child that thinks I'm unlovable. So if I'm unlovable, how could anybody really love me? So anybody up until almost present day got close to me, I would push away because I don't want to feel that pain again. So subconscious. It's not like I consciously make these decisions, but
right, of course.
I have a friend.
A lot of things that people do come from
it's
their
all
subconscious.
it's all their subconscious.
Of course.
My friend Andrea Burchett, I love her so much, and I get reminders on Facebook all the time where healthy mind of just our funny friendship and everything and our Bravo talks. My healthy Marni today would have embraced that friendship. The other Marni, the minute everything got too close, boom, like Roberta, my buttercup.
But you know what? These women are, so kind, and they loved you, and they're lovely.
That's
and I'm sure if you reached out to them,
oh my gosh,
they would be so receptive.
Can you imagine me having
you?
I know, I want to have dinner with Roberta and Andrea. I mean, come on.
I'm sure if you texted them right now, they would be over the moon to see you. I know them.
Of course they would. Of course, and I have to show up. That's my thing. It's like, is introverted Marni making plans or extroverted Marni?
I know, and it's not just you, Mom. I see memes on the internet all the time, and while memes are meant to be funny, they come from real life situations.
Of course, that's the best part of humor from real life.
Exactly, and it's always like Taylor me was wanting to go to dinner, but Wednesday me does not want to go at all. Like, it's not, it's very normal.
There's a meme that said maybe if you go outside, you'll feel better. So there's a picture of the person laying on their bed outside.
Oh, that's literally, that would be
because
me.
these things are so true. The way I stand at a counter and pick because it doesn't feel like a real meal. My oddities with every disorder I have are just, I know I'm not alone in all the different things you're saying.
No, and the people listening, you guys are not alone either. We always say, like, hit us up whenever, but we mean it. Whether you want to laugh, cry, or vent, please DM us, text us. I mean, anything. We are here for you. We love doing this.
I'm just going back to SNL real fast.
Oh, okay.
The one thing that you also know that sweaty balls, and I am just losing my mind. I'm blaming it on menopause. She was Elphaba in Wicked.
Idina? Wait,
no,
what?
No, after Idina, what's her name that does sweaty balls?
I don't know. You want me to look right now?
It's not Molly Shannon, and I can't believe I'm blanking out on names because it's not me. But her voice is Anna Gasteyer. Thank you.
Oh.
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
She was Elphaba.
I would have known that. Oh, she was?
Mm-hmm. She's amazing. You should hear her voice.
Hysterical.
Oh, she's the best.
Oh, she's hysterical.
These ladies, I have been a fan. That's why I'm so excited that I'm watching Miss Maisel now, because it's kind of like a Joan Rivers-ish, but I'm also binging Little House on the Prairie.
I know. Every time I walk into your room or downstairs, Little House on the Prairie is on. I'm
like,
okay, interesting, switch up from your usuals.
It's so funny because they found somebody laying in the horse cart, just laying there, and they went to get help. They're like, Pa, get help. And I'm like, this is Law and Order, like 100 and something years
ago. That's funny.
Dum,
yeah.
dum, dum.
I love your time.
With the horses.
Different eras.
The That's what you hear.
You've
like
been loving it all weekend. You've been watching.
because I forgot how much I love Melissa Gilbert. I know why I wanted to wear
Was
braids.
she the one who was on Dancing with the Stars?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love her. And she used to wear her little braids. And she was just, now I found out, I didn't realize they made reunion type movies after. So they all come back.
Oh, they did?
Ma, Pa, Rose.
Pa.
I know. All of Walnut Grove and Nellie.
So cute. I don't know anything about this show.
You know who's a gay icon, which is crazy? Nellie Olson. She was the blonde, the rich little girl in town, but she was a nasty little bitch. But she was the original, like, OG nasty bitch. And, like, they love her. Like, when you watch Nellie, because she would tease and, like, she was just...
And now she's, like, a gay
they
icon
love her.
today.
Yeah, they, like, love... Because people who go back and watch it...
Yes. Oh, my God.
They love Nellie because she was such a fucking bitch. Like, she owned the mercantile store, and she would say, you know, it was so cute, 2 gumballs for a cent, you know, and all I'm doing throughout the show is calculating how much it would be today. Like, he had to take something across country and he was getting $30,000. I'm like, what would $30,000 be today?
Yeah, we couldn't even...
Or $3,000, whatever
it was. In the inflation calculator, we couldn't even go back that far because it was like the 1800s, I think you said.
Yep, and it was crazy, 30,000. I don't think it was 30,000, but it's so cute how they, like, when they call them lunch pails, they literally had pails, like little beach buckets.
I know. Life was wholesome, but also quite terrible back then. So
yeah, no,
happy to be in a progressive world today. Well,
do you know what? The Wild West, and it's still the same thing with bullying. Like, they pushed this little kid in the mud because he was running for school president. Like, there's still bullying and stuff, even in the Wild West back in the Egyptian years forever. But we're gonna
Egyptian years.
Can you imagine?
You're a little off, but I know what you're trying to say.
Since they built the pyramids,
Yes.
you know, somebody said, "Get away from my pyramid."
I know. The world
and
is so cruel,
just be kind to everybody and
work to make it kinder.
I hope we made you guys smile and reminisce a little bit, nostalgic, and your favorite episodes. And write me, tell me your favorite SNL episodes. Let's talk about it because I am an SNLologist. I have a PhD in
Hit us
SNL.
up. Fabulously Flawed on Instagram, guys. Fabulously Flawed podcast.
Somebody's like, what'd you study? SNLology.
Yeah.
I have a PhD. And I just want everybody to be positive and think positive. Love yourself. Never let anyone burst your bubble.
And visit our store on Etsy, Fabulously Flawed with 2Ds, or go in your browser and type fabulouslyflawedwith2ds.net.
I'm telling you, you guys will smile at our products. They will make you feel so good. Like, what I'm looking at right now is my mug with my coffee that says I'm a Fruit Loop and a world of Cheerios.
Yes, you are, Marni.
So never let anyone ever, mademoiselle, she gets it, dull your sparkle. I love you guys so much, and thank you for listening.
We love you so much. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Fabulously Flawed. Remember, every Tuesday and Thursday, it's your time to join Marni and Taylor, the mother-daughter duo that's redefining family time with a twist, putting the fun in dysfunction, one episode at a time. Craving more? Visit us at fabulouslyflawed.com. And don't miss out on the feel-good vibes with our exclusive merch at fabulouslyflawed.net. That's with 2 Ds on Etsy. Keep your sparkles shining and spread that fabulous energy.